Well, shouldn't surprise me that it's taken multiple attempts to get this video out, but I guess I should probably explain what's bloody caused the problems. First time I did it, I did like that, and then I went like this, and it put everything sideways, and so it was really, really stupid. So I had to redo it. Plus, I forgot something about the thing back there. Yeah, thing back there. I think I pointed in the correct direction, but the second time went a bit long, and I actually forgot something else as well. So, I'll just go through what's been happening over the weekend. I will start off with our shitty internet connection. Actually, no, I will start off with this because a whole bunch of crap that I may have purchased. But I'm going to start off with my crappy internet, and I'm going to go out to the lounge room to explain what the hell's been going on with the internet. So, let's actually go out here first. And let's go ahead and switch light on because we need tons of lighting because the last time I did really shitty. So, let's actually move this couch back. In there, you might be able to see there's the socket. We actually had no internet for the entirety of the weekend just gone. And we sort of thought it might have been something to do with the socket. That socket was actually replaced, but that wasn't the actual issue. The issue was, as it turns out, was actually up in this manhole. We actually had to get someone to come out and actually have a look. So he had a look around. He kept scanning all the walls and stuff like that. There's a room outside to the side, not that room. Another one. It used to be the garage, but then it got turned into a room. So he eventually found himself up in this manhole, and there's a whole bunch of cords up there, which were left there by the guy who was installing Foxtel into our house a year ago when we first moved into this place. Turns out one of the cords was frayed because it got chewed on by a mouse, and it just so happened to be the phone line, which we needed to connect to the internet. And so he fixed that up. He tied the wires together, sticky taped it back up, and put it back up there. We tested it out. Internet was working for like 3 hours, and then it stopped working again. And so we just sort of sat there watching Ice Age 2, wondering what the hell could have caused it this time. And then Dad looked up in the manhole, found that same cord, and it was chewed up on again by a mouse. So he had to get some more electrical tape, which is down there, and tie the wires back up and stick some more electrical tape back onto it. And so until yesterday Arvo or something, it was just sort of hanging out of that, with the two bits together stuck with the sticky tape. He put it back up yesterday and managed to get some rat sack as well. So if there are any mice that are interested in eating it, they will probably find themselves eating the rat sack and getting themselves killed as a result. So that was my shitty internet story. And the ironic part is this came 7 hours after I bought this. That's I lost the internet 7 hours after I bought this. This is my new computer. And with this, I can now pretty much record whatever the hell I want. That's the awesome thing. Before I go on about this, I will just establish that this computer is still functional. This laptop is still functional. It is switched off at the moment because I have had no use for it since getting the new computer. But it's still around. I will probably just be using it for games or something like that. I might even do a whole ghetto, separate bloody computer setup thing, like what Victor Bonabus was doing when he was recording Metroid or something like that. But yeah, aside from that, it's probably not going to get much use unless I decide to take it with me and go play some video games out when I'm visiting a friend or something like that. But yeah, I also picked this up. I think it was like $68 or something like that on special. So I picked that up. That Xbox copy is now pretty much useless. I would actually consider reselling that, if not for the fact that the Demon Multiplayer Pack code has already been used. So then that would just... Some people won't give a shit, but whatever. But yeah, this is probably going to see majority of play. Anyways, let's actually get on to the... Recycle bin was still open because I actually deleted the last attempt at the video. Anyways, in my first attempt, I actually forgot to mention the SSD. The second attempt, I forgot to mention the webcam. So I'm going to start with the all the outside components and bits and pieces, and then talk about the computer last. So I'm going to start with the matching mouse and mouse pad. Bit of a thin one, really good quality. I'm able to move my mouse around a lot with that. On that subject, it is a G502 mouse. And if I just grab this torch, bear with me, I can now show off that if you press this button here, it does that. Lets the mouse wheel roll freely. And then when you switch it back on, it does that. And then on the back, on the bottom even, open up this little compartment and there's a whole bunch of weights in there. The mouse comes with 5 of these weights, 3.6 grams each, so you can add another 18 grams of weight onto this, which is nice. If you like having a heavier mouse, if you like having a lighter mouse, you can sort of mess around with that to your personal preference, which is really, really nice. Nothing has actually gone wrong with this as of yet, although I've only had it a few days. Hopefully it will last, because one of its, I suppose, predecessors, this G300 that I've been using for the last 6 months, I think it's only been 6 months that I've had this, and it's already double clicking. I would go back and get warranty on it, except that I bought it from Dick Smith's over at Grand Plaza, and that particular shop is now closed. So there is no warranty on that. It's void, because the people who sold it aren't in business anymore. Anyways, moving on. This keyboard is a Razer Black Widow Ultimate 2016. It is capable of glowing. I'm not entirely sure how it does so, but it can glow, I'm pretty sure. This thing cost me about $200. That cost me about 130. I only have to pay 100 back off this though, because I was getting this as well as the screen, Samsung SE390 24-inch, technically 23.6, but we'll just call it 24. I was getting both of these, and then old man decided, well, you know what, I'll get this, and you can just pay me back. He already owed me $30, so I just have to pay off another 100 of this when my pay goes in next, and that's that sorted. But yeah, this thing works pretty well. My only issue is the clickiness when you hit the keys. Only real thing that this is going to make me do is switch noise cancelling on in post-production whenever I record a segment. Aside from that, it's pretty fine. It's functional. It works. I kind of do like the clickiness whenever I type stuff in the Discord, like this. This is the Discord. Yeah, I typed in image, green egg bots and ham, and the youth bot presented this. I don't know what the hell that is. So yeah. Microphone, got that a while back because I wanted to record thing with it. I did record ROT 95 with this. Speakers, they cost me about $90. I had to steal the ones from the old man's computer until I got these. I got them, I think, on Sunday or something like that, but it worked pretty well. Webcam, which I forgot, is actually missing its front piece, so it does actually look like a piece of crap. But despite the fact that it's lost that, and apparently it's been bloody stood on, it is still functional. It is still actually quite functional. So I figured I might as well recycle it. If I decide to get a new one, then whatever. But this thing will do the trick until such time as I decide to get a new one. I might have to get one that's a bit more like HD or something like that. So, but for the time being, recycling means I don't have to pay a cent. So I'm pretty happy with that. Oh yeah, speakers. Should probably mention this. This is the switch for the speakers, because usually when you get speakers, one of these two things has little volume control on it, but nah, volume control is right there, and you can just switch them on and off like that. Anyways, now that is out of the way, actually no, I want to leave that in there, because this is the cord that I'm going to connect to my phone, so I can get this thing off the phone onto the computer to convert. 2 USBs up the front, headphone, microphone jack up the front. More jacks up the back here. Let me grab my torch. This is a very funky looking torch, but it's good. It does the job. So up the back there, 2 USB ports here. These are both attached to the keyboard. Down there, the one on the right is the microphone. The one on the left is the mouse. And the one just underneath there is the webcam. That green one is the speakers. And then there's the HDMI cable, which I paid about $40 to get, because I was going to use that. You can see the gold and black running cord there. That was the HDMI cable I was using for that, but I didn't want to use that. I wanted to use that for something else, so I got a new one, $40, power cord, antenna, that sort of stuff. I think it was a pretty decent wireless card in this. Obviously, the only reason my internet is still slow as shit is because it's actually inherent to my location. I thought it might have been my ISP throttling me, but apparently that is not the case. So, look in there. There is our biblical beast of a setup. I believe that's the motherboard. It's either the motherboard or the graphics card. I think it might be the graphics card. It's a GTX 1070. I could have gotten the 970, which would have been $300 cheaper, but I went with the 1070, and it was pretty good. Power up the power units down there from Fractal. What else have we got in there? There's one of the fans. G-Skill, those two little red things, the G-Skill, that's my RAM. I've got 16 gig of that. I think there's a couple of other things that I can't see in there. I couldn't open it up, but whatever, couldn't be asked. Core i7, it is a 6600 DVD drive, of course, as you do. And then, of course, the motherboard, Gigabyte Z170 HD3, ultra durable, apparently. I've got it twice. That didn't even come with the computer. It was just in the box of random crap that I got with it, and I just sort of stuck it on because it looked nice. I would have also had a energy rating thing stuck there, but it wouldn't stick, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's about it for the computer. I've done some testing with Camtasia 8, and I've determined that Camtasia 8 will be the recorder of choice as well as the editing software of choice. Big thing with the recording software is that I wanted to make sure I could record it without making it look like all stuttery and shit and laggy. I did it with Doom. I did it with Rot 2013. Neither of those experienced any problems. I imagine the same thing will happen with Rage, so I'll be able to record all three of those games on this computer. The only thing I have yet to test is the capture card with it. I'll have to go and get the software off the internet and stuff like that, which I can do because I have internet. Great success. But with that out of the way, let me just go back to my window here, because this is the shortest of the attempted videos I had so far. And so here I can just pretty much update you on what's going to happen LP wise. Pretty much anything. I'd like to stick with Doom because I did say that Doom was happening after Rot 95. And so I will probably roll with that. I think it's just a matter of getting used to the keyboard layout. But aside from that, it should be about right. But it means I can also do Rage on the computer. I can do Rot 2013. I can do all those sorts of things. Of course, I can get emulators. It's not that big of a deal. I can do other games on that. But I was thinking, like, if I had my Xbox One, I would like to try to get some use out of it. So if I decide to record something like maybe Banjo-Kazooie, I'll just do it on the Xbox One. Because then I get like really good HD quality. Because that was with that test video I did before, actually deciding to go with the Doom LP on Xbox One before all that Fargo shit happened. So there you go, I'd say. Until whatever, I guess, see you for whatever it is that I do next. I think that's about all I have to say. Yeah, that's about all I have to say. So yeah,